we need to talk about pro gamers, because with esports skyrocketing in popularity in recent months, I felt the need to explain why you should or you shouldn't become one. To become pro, you have to be good enough at the activity to be better than the largest percentile, and that's not always easy. I would consider myself to be modest at many games I play, but I'm not good enough to become pro. So with that in mind, today I'd like to take a look at what is a pro gamer, should you become one, and what would it cost to be investing in this kind of field. Let's get into it. Alright, basics time. So, the definition of pro gamer is very disparaging. Well, with so many opinions and ways of saying it being thrown around, it gets a little confusing. So for that purpose, I'll just dumb it down to its most basic and ostensibly most common form, and that is this. Gamer plays games, pro gamer sucks at life. If that seems insulting to you, then good, because it's insulting to me too. But the reason why it's insulting is because it's kinda right. A self-proclaimed pro gamer will try to make themselves seem like they have what it takes to rise to the top, but it ends up becoming a hollow statement in an attempt to play video games. It does nothing. Like I said, to become pro, you have to be better than the largest percentile, and many people who are pros are prodigies at what they do. Most people aren't prodigies. Look at this way, how many people mimic Ninja's gorgeous hair and get thousands of viewers and aren't Ninja himself? None, that's how many. The tactic that people try is to mimic something that is successful and try to be like them. Now look, there's no harm done in trying to be like someone else. It's just that as long as you diverge into your own self, once you have established a brand to build on further. If you just have the hair and drink Red Bull all stream, people would rather have the real deal instead of just a knockoff. See where I'm getting at? Well, we all remember some time ago about how people were all up in arms about how PewDiePie made $4 million in 2014 and all he did was just sit in a chair and scream in a microphone and play games. People were theorizing in a multitude of ways in an attempt to explain how this was happening. From one heinous crime to the next, people couldn't figure out how it was happening. What they couldn't figure out, though, were two very simple things, and as Forbes' Eric Kane put in 2014, he gave what the people want and stayed in the black. Think about that for a second. Good old Felix had a persona that people were attached to. He was often skittish at certain games, most notably Amnesia, where his over-the-top reactions people had an affinity for. They liked seeing him freak out when he got scared at something. Content creation is a game of personality, not just sitting down and recording reactions. Is your persona better than the next guy? Is your demeanor chill or upbeat? Does your vocabulary hit people in the feels when you nail a hot joke? Stuff like that. Take Dr. Disrespect for example. He nailed every aspect of his creative persona and developed an expansive cult personality. His real name is Guy, but his on-stream persona shines a very different vibe than what his real self will portray. This also ties in with his brand, which is very 80s-esque, combining kung fu and general 80s culture with various other aspects that would make this video way too long if I tried explaining it all in one video. But people want that. People like that. In fact, much of his audience is millennial or borderline, with borderline being mid to late 80s as their birth year. That 80s vibe is very nostalgic to them. For me, every time Halloween rolls around, I get nostalgic because I love the holiday. Guy's audience likes that 80s vibe as mentioned before, and naturally they want more of it. People love harking back to the good old days, whatever that may be for them. But the fact that this one man gives that alone is enough for people to come back for more. They want their daily dose of nostalgia. Interesting that term nostalgia is. It's just weird how it works, and yet I just can't argue with it. Anyway, back to PewDiePie. Another aspect that why he's so successful is staying in the black. For much of his career up to that point, he was completely free of drama. No allegations or legal threats lobbed at him. He was just a sweet Swedish boy playing video games. Contrary to cable TV, people these days are not particularly fond of drama. It throws massive wrenches into what is already a smooth running machine because it makes people start to doubt their idol. And let me explain that. The most common type of allegation being thrown around these days is sexual misconduct allegations. However you want to define the term sexual misconduct allegations is up to you. But for the purpose of this video, we'll keep it simple. Regardless of how insignificant the threat may be, it puts your reputation on the line. They wonder if the allegations are true. They want to follow and idolize someone who is law-abiding and pure, not someone who has skeletons in their closet and takes advantage of another person just for their pleasure and benefit. However you want to define that again. You better damn well hope it's false, because if it's true, you got a whole lot more than just sexual misconduct allegations to deal with. Those skeletons coming out can ruin your career in so many different ways, it'll make your head spin. especially now today with Karens and cancel culture being a thing. By the time PewDiePie came on the scene, people were tired of it. And the fact that he managed to avoid drama for so long was appealing to people because it nullified any possibility that we'd have to quit. Becoming a pro gamer is not just about playing games. One of the prerequisites is content creation, because that's how most of them become successful. They build an audience, they build a brand that they can take to competitions and be instantly recognized. And that's a very big thing to look at here. This new age of esporting events facilitates building recognition elsewhere, but also avoiding the drama pit will be one of the biggest boons to your career, hands down. But there are always two sides to every coin. Even if you aren't a born prodigy at Fortnite, you can always practice to get better, right? Well, that comes up with its own unique barriers too. First, tracking that by your parents. But wait, hold on. Don't click off the video just yet. Let me explain. A parent's job is to prepare you for the real world, a world where you must be productive and contribute to your society in some meaningful way. In relation to playing video games to get better at them, with the prospect of having a career out of it really doesn't fall into that category now, does it? Parents won't be open to it as a result. They just rather see you go off to college to become a doctor or a politician. See where I'm getting at here? And yet proving your worth brings its own challenges too. If your parents are anything like mine, they want you to succeed, most certainly. But they want it done in a timely manner. Take for example, you want to attend the Pokemon National Championships as a contender, but you've never picked up a Pokemon game in your life and you don't understand the basic fundamentals behind it. So you decide one day, yes, I have a 3DS, I'll go down to my local GameStop, pick up a copy of Ultra Moon. How about that? How about Ultra Moon? And you'll get home, get started with the game, learn the fundamentals, get a grasp on the game's mechanics, and be somewhat ready for the competition. But right there, you've wasted a good hour to a couple of days doing that. Think about it, you've never played a Pokemon game in your life. You've never played one, and all the game's mechanics are a mystery to you. And the time you were spent building up a knowledge base of how the game works and practicing, you could have spent working a job, working up money for lodging, travel, and food, and whatnot. All of the basic necessities required before you can even think about competing. And now you can. Spend your downtime practicing after work or during work or whatever, working up some money too, and still be ready for competition, at least somewhat. But now you have to stay home and work only. This is what I would consider to be worst case scenario for anyone looking to become a pro gamer. And in a way, it's kind of something I'm looking at myself, something I potentially face. My parents have given me a limited amount of time to move out on my own and be sustainable by myself. I don't sit around and play games just for the sake of getting better at them. I can do what any good member of society does. I contribute. This is the startling reality any programmer needs to realize. You must consider every aspect of the business and figure out whether or not it's the right thing for you. Following a drama pitch and copying people to a T will only hurt you more than anything. They made it bigger in their own way. This industry encourages innovation, challenging its members to be better than the rest, doing things that no one ever thought possible. PewDiePie and Ninja may have laid the future groundwork for the respective platforms, but with people like Shroud and others who built on it and made it something bigger and better. They are in their own way professional in what they do, but they contribute to society before they got where they are. Plus, those who are in Esports Hall of Fame made content to build a recognition to get where they are too. The point of this video is not to scare you away from becoming pro. I work a 9 to 5 to support this channel too. My parents are not letting me do this out of the goodness of their hearts. They want to see me succeed. So do your parents. But if you want to compete, travel the world and compete in tournaments and be the best of the best like no one ever was, there's that joke again, then fine. But it's not going to happen without a 9 to 5 to support it and some good hard work on your end. If you want any inspiration in this vast edifice of depression and insanity that I laid out in this video, you can always watch Twitch streamers and YouTubers in action. More often than not, they're programmers themselves. You can watch them on your breaks at lunch on your phone. You can learn their techniques and how they battle or how they play, and see how you can apply it to your own self to bring yourself to the top as well. Unless you want a bloody nose, you don't have to jump in head first. You can always find time during or after or even before work to do this kind of thing. As long as your job isn't too restrictive, anything is possible. That's what I did for the last 4 years, so you can do it too. But don't take it too lightly. Don't play games just for the sake of getting better at them, because as I laid out in this video, it will only end in failure, not success. Knowing in your heart this is the right path to success that you want to take, and you do some good hard work to get there, who knows, you might get there faster than your rival. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.